Hello and welcome to the Tigrepup channel. In this video, I'll be creating a look for you in Juvia's Place Culture eyeshadow palette using only the first row. If this interests you, then please keep watching. Okay, first I'm starting off this look with Nariland. I believe that's what it's called. And I'm going to use that as a transition shade. It's the lightest color in this particular row. So I figured I'd use that as a transition. So that's what you see me doing here. I'm patting the color on because I'm trying to get as much pigmentation as I possibly can. Because I believe if I was to buff it or swipe it, it probably wouldn't even register as being seen. Okay, so up next I'm going with Juvia. I believe that's what it's called. As you can see, it's very dusty. Yeah, I'm trying to add a little bit of depth, so I'm going with my medium-sized brush, and I'm going a little bit lower underneath the transition color so I can create a gradient. So yeah, that's what you see me doing here. This color is like a real orange Cheeto color, and that's what you see me doing here. Okay, so now I'm going with 1950. As you can see, it's not much difference in color from the Juvia. It's barely even noticeable, so I didn't too much like that very much. But I was trying to create my crease and get a little bit more depth in here. But anyway, so I went in and I'm using my concealer here. Right here, I'm trying to get the concealer to stain the upper portion of my lid so I can know how high I could go. Unfortunately, that wasn't working, so I just used the regular crease, which I mean, I have hooded eyelids and I need to go above my crease in order for it to be seen with my eyes fully open. So this is a misstep that I made on my part here, but I mean, the look still came out okay. I just wish it was a little bit more, you know, seen with my eyes open. So I'm going back in with that first color, Nariland. Right now I'm patting out the concealer to make a nice smooth base so I won't have any creases or anything. And then I'm going in with Nariland. And I'm going to pack that color on. My eyelids are people in general have like wrinkly eyelids or whatever, because you're constantly opening and closing. They got all that extra skin and whatnot, so I'm going to have to pat it over and over and over again with this brush to get as much coverage as I can, because I definitely want this color to be seen. So I don't know if you can see that on the left eye, how much coverage I got with that. So in order for this to work, I need to make sure I cover all that wet concealer so that it I just don't miss any spots or whatever. So I'm trying to get as close to at the top where that concealer ends as I possibly can to get as much, again, coverage as I possibly can. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to use Juvia to define the outer portion. As you can see here, it's not working. So I decided to go in with Juvia, which is the darkest color in this particular lineup. And again, that's not really working to give me as much depth as I would have liked. So I had to reach out for another palette, and it had a very dark brown. And I'm trying to make it more narrow towards the nose and a little bit thicker towards the end. I hope that makes sense, to create depth so that it will look like I have this is my new crease where my crease or my eyeball, like, you know, starts and stops. So that's what you see me doing here. I'm trying to extend the back portion of that crease in order to give the illusion that this is my new eye socket. So I'm going in with Juvia, and I'm trying to buff out that color so it's not one big sharp line. And so I'm just working on that right there. Okay, so I'm going in with 1960. Basically, I'm going right back up into the previous colors that I used in order to blend all of this stuff out. So I'm working my way from the deepest color back to the lightest color, which is Nariland, as you can see here, which is closer towards my brow. Okay, so as you can see here, I'm going back with Nariland. Basically, I'm just reinforcing all the colors that I used previously to add more depth and make sure everything is nice and clean. So right here, I'm going in with my favorite gel liner, which is Maybelline gel liner. And I'm using the blackest black because I want a lot of depth around my lash line. And I had to use a little bit of help, which is why I use these I don't know what this thing's called, little pads or whatever, to help direct where I can put my line, because without it I just couldn't do it, or I would even have to use tape. So I'm just using my gel liner as a base. I don't know if you can see that, but it's very wrinkly as I'm trying to even out both sides of my eyes. So eventually I'm going to have to set that with a powder, but I'm going to use a corresponding powder. Since I'm using the blackest black, I'm going to use a black eyeshadow to set that. Okay, like I said before, I'm setting this gel liner with a black eyeshadow because I need a lot of depth here. I want that to be a very pronounced line, so that's what you see me doing here. Now, what I did off camera is I used a felt tip gel eyeliner pen, whatever you want to call it, and I was able to get a smooth line. I don't know if you can see that here. But using those little makeup facial tab things or whatever, it messed up my foundation and concealer, so I had to redo that. So right here I'm applying concealer to reshaping my eyebrows. Just a reminder, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks. Okay, brace yourself. I have a surprise for you, so you have been warned. Okay. Alright, so I'm using the highlighter Shona here, where I used the concealer to reshape my eyebrows, but my wig was sliding back, and I didn't realize that because I was so concentrated on my foundation. And so, yeah, I feel like I look like the Catwoman, as you can see here, that heiress that got all that plastic surgery and whatnot. So don't worry, I'll be fixing that sooner or later. So right here, I just did my eyeline with eyeshadow, my lower lash line, and I buffed that out with Wazobia to try to smoke it out, and it wasn't giving me enough depth. Right here I'm using Shona as my inner corner highlight, so I decided to use that same eyeliner that I used on the top, and I'm using it to add more depth on my lower lash line. So that's what you see me doing here, and I kind of like this look, so I ended up using foundation here and making the line a little bit more crisp, and I was kind of liking that look, so that's what I went with. It's not smoked out or anything. So right here I'm just cleaning up my eyeliner at the top because I felt it was kind of like wobbly, and then it lost its little open end at the very end, and I'm resetting that with Nariland to reset it because I wanted like a curved edge and not connected with my eyeliner. So that's what you see me doing here. Yeah, I just use a little bitty brush and kind of like extended it and curled the end. So right here I'm going back in and I'm redetailing it with that darker color, as you can see here, to make my false crease. Right here I'm just showing you I used my lashes that I packaged the wigs in that I normally make. This was my inspiration here, so I was using a little bit of what she used here, and I tried to create and make it my own. Okay, so up next is the final look, and you'll have to let me know what you think how I did as far as like what she had accomplished when she had did her makeup look. Yeah, so I'm gonna let you know. Yeah, I don't think these colors are very dark. That's just my opinion. You have to bring in other shades, so I was able to accomplish it. Here's me in my tiger suit. I hope you like it. But yeah, I mean, the colors are very good. I did a lot of packing, which I normally do anyway. I'm a builder, so this is nothing new for me. So I mean, in my opinion, I think it was the shades were pretty good and pigmented. It required some building, and I wish it would have had like a darker shade because there's no black in this particular palette, which is disappointing. So that's my opinion so far, as the first row has been completed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.